Hey guys, it's me Rise from Civilization, and today I'm going to be showing you 4 mods that you need to make your road grid stand out from other road grids in City Skylines. These are Traffic Manager President Edition, Network Extensions 2, Fine Road Anarchy, and Parallel Road Tool. So with that in mind, let's get into discussing how the 4 mods can help you. So starting off this video with Traffic Manager President Edition. Traffic Manager President Edition gives you tools to imply restrictions or do nots at a road intersection or on the road itself. Starting off with the 3 traffic light tools. The Toggle Traffic Lights tool, which is just an easier version of the version in game. The Time Traffic Lights tool, which allows you to time traffic lights to a custom timing to accommodate your traffic needs. Manual traffic lights, which allow you to allow cars to go in the intersection at the way you want to make it. Like, if there's a lot of people on this side but there's not a lot of people on that side, then a time traffic light won't be able to fix that, but you will be able to by letting that side green much longer. Lane connectors, which allow you to connect one lane on an intersection to any other specific lane or lanes. But yeah, it always has to connect to a lane or else that lane wouldn't exist. I mean, if you don't connect any of them, then it would just have some lane arrows. Speaking of which, lane arrows control the general direction that a lane can go in, which not a specific lane on that side, but just the general direction. Despawning, which toggles whether or not cars can despawn. If they don't despawn, then it will be more laggy and also more heavy traffic. But if they don't despawn, if they despawn, then it's going to be less realistic. Priority signs, which allow you to control which side of the road has priority. It's basically like not as heavy traffic as a traffic light, but it does control the priority of which roads get to go and which roads have to yield or stopped within an intersection. Junction restrictions, which allow you to control whether cars can do this or that at an intersection, like change lanes, U-turn, or go in the intersection when there's other cars in it. And you can even control whether or not there's crosswalks on that side of the intersection, or at least a crossable crosswalk. Speed limits, which control how fast a vehicle can go through. Like, I could make it go 90 or even top fuel dragster. But yeah. Vehicle restrictions, which control which type of vehicles can go through a certain lane at a certain segment. Parking restrictions, which control whether or not cars can park on that section of the road. Or just clear up all the traffic entirely and don't deal with traffic nightmare. So that wraps up Traffic Manager President Edition. On to Network Extensions 2. Next off, no pun intended, we have next. Network Extensions 2. Network Extensions 2 gives you a wide range of new roads to try out in your city, such as the super wide highways and the super wide roads. Now you might wonder why I mentioned those first. Well, that's because all the other roads have been replaced by updates. However, those roads haven't been replaced as well as the asymmetrical roads. Like the large asymmetrical roads, not the small ones. The small ones have been replaced long ago. But the large asymmetrical roads can allow for more approach lanes to an intersection, which means you could have like a dedicated left turn, a dedicated forward, and a dedicated right turn lane instead of having to combine lanes, which is useful when you're trying to build intersections with high flow. And also, there's also, on the topic of high flow, the super wide highways. In the vanilla game, the maxest highway, aka the largest highway, is 4+4. And even though that is pretty high capacity, I could tell that some people who build like million population cities are going to have traffic problems even on the 4+4 highways. So that's why the 6-lane highway for next solves that problem. It's much more flow. And if you ever lack sound barriers, then just add some trees. That dampens the sound a lot. Not much else to say here, but yeah, lots of new roads. Lots of new possibilities for expanding your road grid. Up next, we have Fine Road Anarchy. Fine Road Anarchy defies the laws of road building in City Skylines, as the name suggests. In normal City Skylines, you can't build the roads very steep in either way. And if you were to try to build an interchange, it won't get rid of the pesky support pillars. So if you were to stack bridges, then the supports wouldn't be automatically bulldozed, but instead it would give you a warning that it's occupied by space. However, if you turn off anarchy, it will defy both of those. It will automatically delete the supports, and you'll be able to build, like, say, a 90-degree slope, or at least something like that. Like, yeah, look how steep that road is. Man, that road is so steep that you can't even see how steep it is at this point. Like, it actually glitches. But not much else to say about that one. Let's move on to Parallel Road Tool. At last, we've come to Parallel Road Tool. Parallel Road Tool allows you to build roads side by side. Like, if you wanted to build a highway with two sides, like, yeah, if you were to try to do it by hand, then it's going to be kind of misaligned. Now, I could easily build the highway parallel on a short stretch, but it takes too long. Instead, just use Parallel Road Tool if you're willing to build a long highway. And that way you'll be able to customly let the computer do the calculating for you. In which it just builds the roads out for you. Look, perfectly parallel. And that's useful for building interstate highways or something similar to that, as it keeps the roads parallel without having you to have to painfully build both sides at perfect alignment to each other. Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I'll see you in the next video. And be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Also, check out my Discord and TikTok. But with that, I'll see you in the next video.